Okay, I think we're back up.
Yeah, while you guys were away, Kweebs pushed in with their Uber ad, but couldn't take down the sentry and played a bit too passively. So that led to 2F being able to get the full Uber, but unfortunately they did nothing with it and just stabilized. Kunasef went in with a spy play, but couldn't get the stab onto the medic. He did force the medic, but unfortunately Kweebs didn't follow up with that aggression, and right now they're just fighting on last for a back cap.
Gonna have some scout action going down. Pronos whipping out their pistol, trying to get some damage done, but he's gonna get fizzled up by that Carmangler shot. So big shame, you know, despite having that full Uber charge earlier on where we missed all the action, but well, technically everyone's still back at the same spot, so we didn't really miss much. Everyone's just resetting. Prince gonna be spawning and making his way back towards the last point where they can just slowly link up and try to sort things out. So there you go. We've got someone going on sniper right now. CZ's gonna be on sniper, trying to get the pick down to the medic. He picks on through, but he doesn't get the shot down. Medic, of course, not gonna peek through that area. He does land a body shot down to the Solly, but he's gonna be fine. So it's just gonna be a little bit of a standoff. Veron himself going on sniper as well, trying to peek from the right side instead. Can he pick up the medic? He spots the medic. He doesn't land. The headshot Prince gonna punish him for peeking all the way through.
Yeah, it was he was just going to try and go for a sack there. The enemy team was a scout down, so he just wanted to go for the glorious shot, maybe land a hit and be like, whoa, I dropped the medic, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So it's just going to be another off class against Sazy's on sniper, but Braun's coming back scout. So perhaps Kweebs is just going to go for another sack or probably a dry push, perhaps. Who knows what they're thinking.
Yeah, but the Demo Man, oh, he does get the headshot, but the overheal is going to keep him alive. We got one Solly going down for the side of the Kweebs, and they're just going to be hanging a little bit far back, not too keen on pushing it. They do have that full Uber charge ready to go, and Pokemaster just hanging back in the safety behind all the action. The Demo Man going to be pushing forward. Spongebutt going to try to spongy his way through. The Sticky's going to be on the floor. Can he soak up all that damage, though? He is going to be hiding behind the safety of the cover. He's just going to try to spam his way through as well. We're still going to have some sniper action coming out from CZ. He's just waiting to get that shot, but nothing's happening right now. Possibly a spike would maybe be a better choice right now to try and go behind the lines, but
side coming in from Boy just manages to force out the Uber. I think that is Blower.
Yep.
Devin's going to be walking in here with that Uber charge, putting a ton of damage to the Demo. Was caught out of position, finally taking him down, and that's going to probably trigger a temporary push out from Too Fluffy for you, who need to force out that enemy Uber before the spawners come in, but unfortunately they're not moving fast enough, and now their numbers advantage has just dwindled, and they're forced to hold last with an 80% disadvantage.
Yep, the Kweebs just slowly going to reset once again. They've got a couple of players going to be pushing in from below. Looks like Veron's going to be the shiny scout of choice. He's going to flash onto both scouts this time around. We've got a heavy weapons guy in play as well, so can he do anything about those stuff? They do take down the medic for the side of Too Fluffy, and it does look like they're not going to have any heals at the front lines. Everyone's just collapsing down onto the Fluffy players, and that's pretty much it. First point goes to the Kweebs.
Yeah, that was a great bomb by Blower to come in and force the medic, and the rest of his team played it really well to just back out of lobby. Unfortunately, 2F did get 2 picks, but they didn't see that as an opportunity to try and push out and force the enemy Uber in a better position for themselves. So that's going to lead to their loss there, and Kweebs picking up the first point.
Yep, so mid-fight going to be on the way once again. Going to have Eclipse start spamming down, trying to get the shots onto Spongebutt, who is just soaking up all that damage. He's going to be taken down to 59, but the medic arrow going to be tossed into his face. He's going to be all fine. Veron trying to go behind Philo, but Philo lands a very meaty shot, going to finish him off. We're going to have 2 players down for the side of Too Fluffy with the Kweebs dropping 3, but they do still have their medic up and well. Pokemaster is going to be able to back out. No, he's staying on the point together with his Demo Man. Very risky play right there with the entire 2F team just going to collapse down onto him.
Yeah, he does manage to trade, but now there are 2 scouts who are both low enough that they might just get arrowed. Pokemaster running away. The scout's going to chase him into the window. He still might get out here. The scout is rushing in to help him. Zazy's not going to be able to get this. I don't think he's going to have to back out or get slain by Veron's 3 meat shots. So now they're going to be flooding in back into middle point with full overcharge to contest.
Pokemaster surviving that definitely is going to be the game changer for this mid-fight right now. Gonna have Prince going to be up top, going to be bouncing about, and CZ going to be the first one to be taken down in the mid-fight exchange, I believe. Oh, no, that was his death from earlier on. But it does look like the players, you know, for the side of Too Fluffy, they're going to have to back out. They're not too keen on contesting mid-fight without any Uber charge. And of course, giving so much space to the Kweebs, they're just still holding on to that Uber, very comfortable where they are, grabbing that midpoint and pushing forward. It does look like they have popped that Uber charge. They're gonna have a shiny Pronos trying to make his way through. The medic does survive the onslaught though, still fully maxed out in health.
He did not take any damage from that scout.
Yeah, and 88% Uber charge, but at the rate things are going, ooh no, the scout is going to be able to finish off Miwo, and they are going to be up and well. Full Uber charge ready to go, but can Veron actually do something about this? No, he can't. He's going to get absolutely destroyed by the scatter shots coming out from CZ, and they're just pushing all the way to the midpoint and possibly going to grab it with just the medic and scout.
Yeah, they have full Uber charge as well, so they really have nothing to fear here. They're just gonna get it and probably run into mid. Although it does look as though Kweebs wants to contest it just a little bit to pressure the enemy team into delaying the push. But Pronos F and Veron have gone down, which makes their position all that much worse. Now 2F are probably gonna push in here, full confidence. Probably be careful of that sticky trap. But walking in, the demo is in a bad position. They can just walk in here and kill him.
Oh yeah, so SpongeButt is going to be caught out. They've got the Uber popped onto the scouts. They're going to try to push in. CZ going to be the shiny scout of choice this time around. But doesn't look like they're going to push all the way in. They're just going to hang back, capture this point, and probably just reset, get their formation set up. Of course, they are going to be facing off against an 85% charge Pokemaster, so that is super effective right now for the side of the Kweebs. And everyone's just going to be buffed up and in the green. And, you know, for the side of Too Fluffy, 24% not building at all. He's way behind his teammates. He's gonna drop Eclipse right there, possibly gonna get caught out by Pronos. Apparently not. No, there we go. Finally, he's gonna get picked off. So that is the medic getting picked off for the side of Too Fluffy. But we've got people flying in trying to get the final cap. Not anymore. Philo gonna get absolutely punished for overstaying his welcome, and they recapture the second point, gain some ground and some breathing room.
That was really badly positioned by Too Fluffy for you. They were just in a place where the Uber was guaranteed to screw them over. And it did. It came in and crushed all their players. Really good Uber out of, I think Pronos F was taking it. And now the rest of Kweebs are probably going to be pretty confident taking this point. Although they have just lost their demo. So Too Fluffy is coming in. And a bomb. I think Eclipse taking down another scout as well. Well, that one loser is dead. It just depends right now. The balance of power is just shifting constantly. Yeah,
Veron just came out of absolutely nowhere, picked up the medic, and as we can see, they're just collapsing right now. We got full Uber charge for the side of the Pokemaster though, and it does look like they're gonna try to push back in. There we go, shiny Solly gonna be coming to Miwo, gonna be the Solly of choice, and we've got a scout behind. Philo just running about, trying to see if he can do anything. He's gonna eat a straight rocket to his face, gonna grab that small health pack and possibly rush out, maybe pick up a kill on the way, but he's just gonna be in a lot of places at once right now. So midpoint still up for grabs for the Kweebs, and of which they're gonna stand on it right now. So the two Fluffy players are just gonna be backing out, and we've got aggressive bombs coming in off the bat. The aggression coming out from the Kweebs though, not giving the two Fluffy players any breathing space, just jumping straight in after capturing that midpoint, and it does look like they're gonna be easily grabbing the second point as well.
There's some supreme confidence from Miwo right now. He has just gone on a streak and he is not wanting to stop. His medic has been tanking heals into him almost all game. And now that the enemy medic is down, they're going to probably go back again once they get the Uber charge. And if I'm guessing it right, it's either going to be a solo onto Miwo or onto a scout. Pronos F taking it in. Finally, here we go. I'm not right. It's not a solo, it's a flash in. They're going into the left side. They do lose one trading players, but so far they haven't done very much of this Uber. It's perfectly possible for Too Fluffy to contest this point. Although they are losing players again and again in the DM fights, it's only Prince left to contest the point. And he is unfortunately not able to, with Kweebs winning that fight with supreme aggression.
Yeah, Kweebs just not letting up at all and just rushing straight away from the midpoint to the second point, and Too Fluffy just could not react to anything at all. They just had to back out all the way, and even then they still got absolutely wiped on that final point. So a huge shame, but mid-fight of course going to be underway once again for the third round. 17 minutes and 10 seconds counting down. We're going to have some double dong action coming up from the Demo Man SpongeButt, I believe. Going to be using that double donk, the loose cannon, And Eclipse just going to start spamming everyone out. We've got some Solly bombs coming in. The medic, that one loses, still up and well. The Solly going to be on his ass and finally going to pick him off. Miwo going to have that lovely frag added to his collection. He's going to die to the laws of gravity, but everyone else is going to be dying around him. The medic gets picked up as well, so pretty much Ubers are going to be relatively equal. Pokemons are going to have a really lengthy spawn time though. And
oh my god, Cronus!
Just jumping about and taking names on the mid-fight.
That was actually pretty funny. Gavin actually shot a rocket that would have hit Cronus, but it hit his friendly scout instead. Now they're going to be taking the fight on the point. Cronus F can't afford to even take one rocket. He has to put out enough damage onto Gavin to kill him. But unfortunately, Gavin lands a pretty sick direct onto Cronus, was like a feet above the ground. And now he's going to be able to pick up this point with his demo. Although that was actually a pretty good delay by Cronus F. The rest of his team is going to be ready to hold out on second point with Ubers fairly even.
Yep, so Ubers are going to be equal, relatively equal right now, 44 and 45. And yeah, they're just standing forward as well, trying to spam those other players out, try to deter them from pushing in straight away. We've got Miwa watching the saw room, we've got Blower, I believe, just going to be watching the kitchen side as well. Eclipse is going to try to spam his way through, but Veron and Blower just doing a massive job of just keeping him at bay. So all the other players not too keen on going in, despite having, they're going to have that overcharge ready to go. About 20% advantage. It doesn't look like they want to push in with Gavin. He's going to be shiny. They need to pick up the medic if they want to make this useful. The medic is so low, though. He's going to finally get destroyed. So there you go. Huge picks coming up from Gavin. They're going to be able to play with the heals and possibly an even larger overcharge. But the medic is going to be really low. He's going to be fine in the end, though. So
a backhand coming out.
Ooh.
Backup coming out by Cronus, who's standing on that midpoint, almost gonna get it, capture Prince, and Gavin jumping onto the point to try and stop him. Oh, he's taken down so low, but unfortunately, he's just gonna get taken out. Too Fluffy rushing back onto that point, but Pronosef has bought enough time for the rest of Kweebs to come up, and they might just be able to delay the rest of Too Fluffy Bro coming in here. There's gonna be a spam fest coming out at the saw side, but it seems as though Eclipse has successfully backed out the rest of Kweebs into lobby side, although Veron has managed to get out behind.
Yep, so they're just going to try to push forward once again to recap at this point, but everyone's in the fragging mood. Gavin and Veron going to be taken down first. Eclipse going to be taken down pretty low. So many rollers going to be rolling about at his feet. The medic going to be all the way on the other side, not near enough to heal him. And the medic is seemingly alone right now, just with the scout. And yeah, just going to reunite.
Pokémaster's dead.
Ooh.
He got bombed by a soldier into low and took him out, and now there is almost nothing that can stop Too Fluffy from conquering this last point. And like if they lose, I'm going to be very surprised. It's just going to be one sentry contesting the entire Uber. They're only walking in with 3 people, though. Where are the rest of their team? It's only 3 of them contesting the point, and one of the scouts has already been dropped. Maybe they were a bit too aggressive as the rest of Kweebs come in here and pick people up all over the place, just fragging.
How did the medic survive?
Going to get tags coming in and just cleaning up on the damage that his Uber combo had already put out, picking up the point and making the score 2-1.
Huge plays coming up from Too Fluffy. Got a little bit distracted on the medic cam. Wanted to see how much he could survive. He did survive all the way through, so very impressive right there. And congratulations to Too Fluffy for taking their first point of the night. 13 minutes, 23 seconds counting down. Mid-fight, of course, going to be underway once again. Gavin going to be jumping up top and aggressively going straight for the Pokemaster, but he's going to be fine. The Pokemaster lives to see another day. But for the side of Too Fluffy, they're just going to be dropping so many players. 3 players, including the medic, are going to be down. CZ going to be rushing about inside the kitchen. 50 health. Can he do anything with his limited health pool? He's going to go face-to-face against Veron. And the only people up right now are going to be Philo as well as CZ. Philo already backing out all the way, and CZ going all the way back to heaven and respawning in 17 seconds. So midpoint is going to easily go in the hands of the Kweebs now.
That was pretty well AMC-worthy bomb by Prince and Gavin, but unfortunately they didn't have the DM to follow it up, and Pokemaster survived the entire fight, hiding out in Saw. And with 2 soldiers already sacked in the point, all Kweebs had to do was bring their own soldiers back with no one on the enemy team to contest them, and they did so and just wrecked the entirety of Too Fluffy at mid.
Yep, so they're going to be able to grab this point. Probably no problem with the 2F players hanging really far back. Ubers, of course, are hugely in the favor of the Pokemaster, and they're just going to go in straight away. Miwo going to be the shiny Solly of choice, aggressively bombing straight down onto the Demo Man, but he's going to be able to get back into that resub. The Scout just dancing about his head, going straight for the medic. He's going to pick him up. Philo going absolutely huge for his team, but it's just not working out. The only person on Gavin, not anymore. He's in many tiny little pieces. And there you go, another point on the scoreboard for the Kweebs.
Seems like Kweebs have a better handle on how to use Ubers and push in. It's almost textbook the way they bring in Neo and Pronosef into the Uber. Just clean things up afterwards. So far, what I've been seeing out of Kweebs is a supremely better Uber game out of all of them. And Too Fluffy at times, the positioning is just a little bit questionable. But they're not a bad team so far as I can see. They've been working pretty well together. It's just that they don't come out on top of these fights too often.
Yep, mid fight going to be underway once again. There we go, aggressive bomb. Blower going to be finished off. The medic getting picked off shortly after that. We're going to see so many people dropping for the side of 2F as well as the Kweebs. They're just having two players up the front line. Pronos are eventually going to get picked off. The only person up going to be Sponge, but not anymore. And full wipe on the front lines. But both teams, of course, they do lose their medics. So Uber is probably relatively equal with Eclipse going all the way forward through Cheese. Possibly going to set up some sneaky sticky traps.
Yeah, they traded mats for it, although that was a pretty great mid from Too Fluffy, who this time were able to execute their soldier aggression much better than the last one, which is quite surprising because they actually improved within a single mid. They brought in the soldiers and the rest of their team went in with them, although it did cost them their medic. They managed to trade medics, and now they're going to be running crit streak to see if they can kind of pick up that that slight crit streak advantage. But they've got to go fast here because it's not that great of an advantage considering it's still crits. The enemy might be able to hide this and build it up in time, but hopefully they can pull something off here because they need to put up 2 points.
Yep. I want to see some crit streak plays coming out. Eclipse does look like he's going to probably be the crit streak target of choice because demos pump out scary amount of damage when they're popped on with crit streak. There they go, they've got the full charge ready to go, but the medic
got a great advantage.
Nowhere near. The demo man's already in, and there you go.
Yeah, they should go in now.
Popping it straight onto the demo man, and Sticky's trying to toss across the map. Can he get the pick down to the medic though? The Pokemaster just dancing away.
No.
Oh, this crit streak is effectively gone. But they are still picking up quite 2-3 players. Can they pick up even more though? They need to pick up the rest, but he's going to get absolutely destroyed with an air shot. The only person that's going to be Philo. Can he do it for his team?
Oh,
no.
That was a sick shot by Blower. Oh, that really was all on Eclipse for him to land his stickies. The opportunity was all his. Kweebs were 2 people down. Eclipse had a clear shot across the mid. If he had been using the quickie bomb launcher, he might have gotten it with that instant death, but unfortunately, they don't get the medic, and that was the crucial thing for that for them. They needed to get him. I don't think that one loser is going to be running crits anymore. But it matters little. Kweebs has to push in here. Optimally, they wouldn't use their Uber to take this point since Eclipse is already down, but they've got to push in, make the best of the 30% advantage that they still have, and then try and probably take a trade into second.
Yep, so Devilman already going to be on the point. SpongeButt coming in. Miwo going to be jumping up top as well, trying to toss down those rockets straight into the face of the medic. We've got Blower going to be starting to stand on the point together. It does look like they're just going to be stacking on the point for now with Pokemaster hanging back, and it does look like there's going to be a tactical pause because I do believe the Pokemaster having connection issues, and that is not a good sign when you have 100% Uber charge and possibly disconnecting.
This is the part where we see what the teams are truly made of. Is it about the medal or is it about the esport?
Oh dear me. Hopefully he's still in the game. I think he still is. Yep.
Oh yeah,
that's fine.
That's great.
But both Phoenix will do. Will have that full Uber charge ready to go. So 2F, you know, slight number out. They don't have the Soli up at the front line, so I don't think they're going to contest this. Prince, however, is just going to be peeking through, and it does look like he's going to come face to face against a scout.
SpongeButt going to get dropped. Oh dear, I'm not seeing this Uber going well for Pokemaster. It's going to just end slightly earlier, but Eclipse has already put out quite a bit of damage into the enemy, and Pronosef trying to run back in, gets taken out, but the flank for the side of Kweebs is pushing into the point right now, trying to get it before the combo can return, but unfortunately they just get taken out, and now the advantages are all to Too Fluffy, who are going to be running in, although they haven't picked up the medic, so it's still even Ubers.
Yep, still even Ubers, and Gavin going to be forward, and of course SpongeButt going to go down once again. Midpoint does look like it's going to swing back into the hands of the Too Fluffy players, and there they go. Miwo going to be jumping back, trying to defend this second point with his teammates. Blower going to be watching the right side. Sorum while Miro keeps an eye out on the other side. But there you go, we got the two fluffy players already coming in aggressively, trying to push forward to grab this second point. Gavin misses his rocket jump, so he's going to have to be content with standing on the point together with his scouts. We've got some action going on. Eclipse getting tossed all the way back out. Uber's relatively equal, 89 against 76. They could possibly play off this with Pokemon like only stagnant at 81% for now, and they're going to be dropping Cronus of a Spy. They do lose both Scout and Solly as well, so they've got the numbers, they've got the Uber charge. But of course the spawners are going to come in, so I don't think they're going to be able to. I'm mistaken. They're just going straight away.
CZ getting dropped in the process. That's quite unfortunate. And Philo is really low health as well. So I do not think that the side of Two Fluffy are going to come out on top here. They've already dropped 2 other players, but do trade with Miwo, who's done his best in that Uber trade. Prince is gonna come in here and try to get some damage out onto the enemy team. He's actually been quite successful picking up Pronos up as well. He's gonna run in with the escape plan, but he's paved the way for the rest of his team to just come running in here. They're gonna get a ping onto the soldier and to the scout. That was a sick fight by Eclipse, who's currently still working with his team to move in here. Gonna put the stickies on the point. They've effectively won. I don't think there's anything Neo can do to stop this.
There you go. Yep, they've come in, they flood on the point, they grab it, and it's going to be 2-3 for now. So very, very nice comeback from the two fluffy players.
Yeah, it's making the score 2-3, which is still fairly comfortable at 6 minutes. They just have to keep up this momentum, and so far Philo has been doing the absolute work for them. And if they pull off the same mid that they did the last one, they will be able to pick up this mid point.
The mid fight could be underway once again. Everyone's going to be jumping about. Gavin going to be standing on the shed and just trying to spam out for Ron, who's just running back, trying to get heals. We've got Gavin jumping up top, has his sights down into the medic, but the scouts are going to come in to deny him. He's going to get absolutely destroyed. First player down alongside Blower on the mid fight exchange. We're going to have some counter angler shots coming in. We've got aggressive bombs coming in, but everyone for the side of the Kweebs are just going to start dropping like flies. Sponge Butt and his medic have no choice but to back up. Pokemaster's going to be all alone, backing out all the way. They're possibly going to chase him down. They need to chase him down. Eclipse jumping clear past him, not even noticing where Pokemaster is. And Pokemaster's going to make it away alive.
That was actually some sick juking. Eclipse did not see the medic, and this is going to cost them. Eclipse is gonna go in with the Uber, and Pokemaster is only still at 95%. He has to dodge all this damage in order to get in time. He does so successfully and finally pops off the Uber charge. This might just be enough to save them the point. And yes, the rest of Too Fluffy is now very scared. They are too fluffy to go back in.
Oh, damn, the jukes coming up from Pokemaster definitely saved them this last point. The Uber for the side of the two fluffy players, not enough to push in straight away. So they're just going to have to reset a little bit. Everyone's just going to start spamming through the doors once again. Medic going to have to build his charge up. He's going to have a very slight Uber ad, but I do believe they may be able to spam build that out. We do see Pronosa building that charge together with Pokemaster. One loser as well doing the exact same thing with Arrow building in, added into the formula. So they may get it a little bit earlier, but I don't know if it's going to make a big deal. And that's what they're going to try to push from lower lobby. We've got the beam straight down.
Oh, they're going straight in. They're going straight in. Alex, they've just popped in through that lower, and they managed to trade the Uber, but the Uber is actually significantly worse. They have to find other picks besides the Uber charge people, and it does seem as though they're slightly successful getting 2 picks off, but Kiwi, Mio, and SpongeBob are just taking out the trade. It's now 3v4, and the rest of the teams are just fighting all over the point. What the heck is happening? Pipes coming out. Wow. But Eclipse just secures the point for them. That was actually a solo carry from Eclipse to just take out all the people contesting the point.
Ooh, I kept the camera on CZ. He was just going around and cleaning up for his team as well. So definitely those two players in that push. Ooh, they were the playmakers for that last point push.
That was great.
Ooh, very, very well played coming out from the two fluffy players. The mid-fight, of course, going to be underway once again. 3 minutes and 33 seconds counting down. The scores are going to be tight, 3-3. So lots of stuff can happen. We're going to have a lot of spam coming out. Miwa getting the first one taken down, doing the mid-fight exchange. We've got the scouts jumping about up top, waiting for those heals. We're going to see some crack fizzle pop coming out from Cronus. Aggressive bomb coming in from Prince. Can he pick up anyone, though? He's going to go face-to-face with Blower, but he's going to go down to an arrow coming up from the Pokemaster. But it does look like the midpoint is going to go into the hands of the two fluffy players, with the Kweebs down 4 players.
Yeah, again, like, I wanted to say this just now, but Too Fluffy really seems to have a better handle of mids now than Kweebs, who just can't seem to get the measure of aggression and defense right at the mid side. So, so far Too Fluffy have been upping their game throughout, while Kweebs has just stayed stagnant in the way they've been playing. Now Sazy is gonna get double air shot by Miwo, and that one loser is just gonna pop off his Uber on absolutely nobody, not expecting his scout to die there. Prince and Gavin coming in for a good bomb onto the medic and force out the Uber, but they've already lost about 4 people in that fight, and it's only going to be 3 of them trying to defend this split point. I don't think it's going to go down. In fact, one of them might get picked if they're not going to choose to get out right here.
Yep, they're just going to be standing on the mid point.
Oh, but Pokemaster is back out in an inopportune time. Alright, he's back, he's back.
Yep, so midpoint goes in the hands of the Kweebs, no problem, with the 2 Fluffy players just standing on the yard right now. They're going to try to farm out that Uber charge and just standing really close, not letting the Kweeb players push in at all. So they really want to grind out that Uber charge and you know, push back. The Kweebs of course doing the exact same thing, grinding out that Uber charge on the midpoint with just sending a couple of players forward to try to spam the other players out. Sticky's getting tossed out by SpongeButt, going to try to get the damage down onto the medic. And
oh my
aggressive
god,
bomb straight away, Miwo!
Absolutely destroys Gavin. That was a supreme air shot right there, oh my god.
Ooh, then based on that aggression alone, they're just pushing them all the way back, but we are going to have a shiny Prince coming in with a cow mangler. Can he land the shots that he needs? No, he can't. He's going to get scatter shotted all the way down. We're going to have the 2F players going to have to back out. No choice, rushing back to last. Ubers, of course, are going to be relatively equal once again. We are possibly going to see any off-classing coming out. Maybe a heavy weapons guy for the side of the 2F players.
Whatever they're doing, they gotta do it soon because Kweebs wants to get this point down before the 1 minute mark, and they are rushing in all of their players on that right side, putting out a ton of damage onto the point. It's gonna be the first to go down. SpongeButt just standing on that point trying to cap it off, but the rest of Too Fluffy is just trying to damage that point as much as possible. Eclipse has put out so much, but it's just not enough, and Kweebs pick it up 4-3 with 45 seconds left.
I'm pretty sure that this is gonna be it. It's over 4-3 in favor of the Kweeb. And I mean, that dry push on last, was it a dry? It was a dry push. So
yeah, that was really well executed by Kweebs. It's not that they just bombed everyone from the point. They had some players baiting the point, but they also had others like stacking onto it, forcing Too Fluffy into a position where they had to choose between the players that were shooting them and the players that were capping the point. And unfortunately, they just couldn't all focus at the same time, and it cost them that round. But that really was just good strategy by Kweebs. They saw that Too Fluffy were only going to get 2 spawners at the last second, and they needed to go immediately to just pick up the point before those 2 spawners could put out the damage against them. That was a great game.
Very intense gameplay coming out. And you know, despite the you know, the Twitch chat people overwhelmingly supporting the Kweebs, you know, they of course they did come out on top, but it wasn't a roll at all. It was a really close match, especially once the 2F players got their footing. And I forgot the logs on screen. Doesn't matter anymore. They're going to be changing maps straight away. But let's see if we can get the logs up on screen really quickly.
Yeah, we gotta hand it to both teams though. Kweebs is a good team, but based on what I can see, Too Fluffy is also an excellent team. They really pulled together during mids. In fact, I do believe that they won most of the mid fights. It's just that pushes into last and pushes into the second had a far lower success rate as opposed to their mid fights. But you could really see that the 2F was improving throughout the entire game. Their strategies kept coming together. They just increasing cohesiveness overall. And if they continue playing in that manner, they're going to be able to come on top here on Badlands, because Kweebs has basically stayed the same throughout. You could see that they were the superior team in the beginning, but slowly but surely 2F was gaining on them, and putting a score 4-3 when they were 3-1 down is actually pretty impressive for the side of 2F.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they pulled through and came back. So I've got the logs on screen right now. We've got the top damage is going to be Eclipse with a whopping 10,000 damage. And falling not too far behind, it's going to be SpongeButt at 9.4. And then, of course, we have our Super Bomber Miwo at 9.1 thousand top damages right there. Top frag is going to be Miwo with a whopping 39 kills coming out. So huge plays coming out from Miwo. Philo, of course, not too far behind at 31. and definitely those two are going to be the top fraggers. For the KD, we're going to have Mio, of course, 2.4 KD, Philo at 2.1, tied together with Eclipse as well as CZ, and the rest of the players, Prince, are going to be in the 1 point range.
Everything about these locks just screams even game. Like almost all the players are matched up. In fact, if you can see, blue team who actually lost the round got edged out Kweebs out of the damage in the damage department. They actually did more damage, but it's just a few crucial mistakes that led to Kweebs being able to pick up the point, especially on that last when two Fluffy players fed. Especially Philo at one point, at the last point he just got caught out in the lobby side. He was already caught behind. He was trying to get back to the rest of his team, but he got killed, and that triggered Kweeb into pushing into last and picking up that final point, or else they might have been able to hold it off together.
Looking at the heal stats right now, no drops coming up from both medics. Absolutely stellar performance. We've got one Chris Creek play, but that didn't work out for the side of 2Fluffy. 11 Ubi charges and 14 for the side of Pokemaster. Heal spread relatively, well, actually quite different. We've got the Demon getting most of the heals for the side of 2Fluffy with the 2 Solis and then the 2 Scouts following shortly after. For the side of the Kweebs, we've got the Soli getting most of the heals, Miwo, our dear bombing friend, followed by SpongeButt, and then Pronosov getting 15% of the heals, a little bit more than Blau at 13, and Veron getting the least at 9%. So in terms of heal spread, I would say, I would guess pretty different playstyles, but the outcome in the end, you know, the Kweebs, they did come out on top, but it was a really entertaining match to watch.
That was probably one of the greatest matches I've been able to witness this season. Both teams were really tight. If anything, I could say that they'd stand up against certain Div 2 teams if they were put up against them. And I don't know, but we might be looking at the 2 teams that are going to make it into the playoffs right here, because so far I've not seen any better gameplay from Div 3s this season.
Very impressive plays coming up from both teams. Of course, you know, there has been mention, there has been talk that these are the crowd favorites to move on into the playoffs. But you know, as what we are seeing compared to all the other stuff that we see in the previous cast, as well as the other casual cast that I did on my own, where we watched, I don't know, was it Game Over as well as the Ugly Ducklings. But yeah, this is definitely one of the highlights so far of all the Div 3 matches that I've spectated. So I'm really looking forward to see what they can bring on Badlands.
Pronosaf is calling for a change in servers, although I'm not sure why. I think, if anything, the entirety of 2F is playing on a ping difference that's larger than Kweebs. So I don't know. Kweebs, I don't know, the way that they play their mids is a bit passive. I don't know if it's going to be the same thing for Badlands, but so far from what I've seen, 2F have a better handle on mids because their soldier aggression is a lot more coordinated, and they do a lot more with their jumps. Yeah. So, and if we're going to talk about soldier heavy mids, it's got to be Badlands, because the only thing a soldier can do at Badlands mid, as I said before, is just jump one of the trains, or else he's being passive and baiting his team. So, I don't know, it's to me, Snakewater and Badlands, they're kind of 2 completely different playgrounds, as I've said before. Most people just do not enjoy Badlands, but yeah. We'll see how the teams play it out.
So this is, yeah, I'm really looking forward to see what they can bring to the table, especially, you know, 2F, once they found their footing, they were really putting a very, very nice performance on. And I really want to see them perform well, especially on Badlands. I want to see them at least, possibly, you know, take a map tonight. Because it was really close, the previous map, 4-3, and it was actually they did the comeback, I believe, from 3-0 to 3-3, so that's very impressive plays. Hopefully they maintain the momentum. I don't want to see, like sometimes we always see, you know, all the huge momentum coming out on the first map, and the second map suddenly they just crumble all the way. It's always a shame to see that happen. So hopefully, you know, they still continue putting the best foot forward, and we get to see some good plays.
Just waiting for Veron to ready up. I actually kind of want to see what Eclipse does this mid, because so far he's been an excellent demo for 2Fluffy. His positioning is not too far forward or not too far back. He's always usually in the right place, putting out a ton of damage with his stickies. Yeah. Yeah, I want to see what he does this mid, so I'm probably going to be speccing him most of it throughout.
Yep, so I'm getting noticed that one of the players is in the washroom, so Gonna have to wait for him to come back before we can actually start. So in terms of, I'm not gonna say it, but for the Twitch chat, you guys, what are your predictions? Because our predictions, you know, they never come true, and they just mess things up. So what are your predictions? Type them out in chat. It's gonna be fun. And as a matter of fact, let me actually get that voting thing going on to see how you guys feel about the games.
I want to see 2F make a comeback because they have been great to watch. Their scouts are actually CZ and Philo are really good at just DM in general. We're gonna go into setup classes, but there's still setup time to talk about. So I'm just gonna mention that Philo was actually at 70% accuracy, and he took the least heals out of either team and just put out a. Well, no, he didn't take less heals than Baron, but he still did a lot more with the heals than he was given than you would see from most other scouts. So, like, and I don't think I've ever seen a Div 3 quotation mark scout hit 70% accuracy before. Although the accuracy stats are fairly inaccurate, but still something worth mentioning.
Yep, so we are going to be going live right now. This is the second map for tonight. For those of you who are only just joining us, a very good evening and welcome to the AsiaFortress Cup Season 12. Tonight is going to be the Div 3 Week 2 matchups. We have Too Fluffy for You facing off against the Kweebs, and here we are on the mid-fight for the second map, CB Badlands. We are going to start seeing everyone start spamming each other down. We have got aggressive Sollies jumping across. Already 2 players down for the side of the Kweebs, Pronosif as well as Miwa. We're going to have Gavin jumping straight down and absolutely demolishing Blau. Pokemaster getting picked off next, Philo being the only one down for the side of the 2 Fluffy players, and it's going to be effectively a full wipe for the Kweebs.
Again, Too Fluffy with that great soldier aggression coordinated with Philo just walking forward, and CZ as well. Just, there's so much more well coordinated amidst. None of them are just baiting each other. They just go in all together, all at once, and that's going to be putting them at a great advantage of 100%. Once they cap this fire off, they're just going to be able to walk in here. Veron and Pronosif are on their respective off classes, with Veron on the engineer, actually switching to Pyro. So we're going to be able to see what they're going to do, as one loser has already popped this Uber, coming in and not achieving very much. Stacey has put some time on point that would have worked if it was the old Badlands, but so far they've only traded a few players on either side.
Whoa!
Not anything really to work off, but Prince just comes in and picks up Pokemaster, but that one loser is in a position to get killed here if Eclipse doesn't save him. Oh my god, that was just trading deaths left and right, but I would say that Too Fluffy came out on top with a great bomb from Prince to take out Pokemaster at the end of the fight.
I think it was hilarious that Prince had, I think, zero intention to kill Pokemaster. He was just trying to rocket jump away. He just picked up Pokemaster as well. That's absolutely hilarious, but that really worked out for them. They're going to be standing at a very nice 70% Uber charge compared to Pokemaster's 20%. Still running that stock medigun, and they're just going to be pushing forward into the upper lobby. At least they're getting some ground for their team, and not too sure if they are aware of that huge disad they have. Maybe they're just trying to get the force. Gavin's going to be taken down to the double digits. We've got CZ jumping up and possibly trying to get some damage laid out. Filio just running a little bit far back from his team.
Oh, they popped the Uber already in the upper lobby.
Oh, wow. Wow, it's really early, and they just push in, try to get the picks down onto people. They're trying to do the cleanup right now, but they're getting punished for it. Gavin going to be the first one wiped off the face of the earth. And yeah, they might pull through. The medic's standing on the point.
Oh my god. Oh, it was a win it all situation there. Pokemaster went in for the swap, but unfortunately Gavin backed away from it in time. And in the time that Pokemaster was not healing it at 80% Uber, the rest of his team was just taking a ton of damage from the people that were positioned up on the up on the top sides, just raining hell down on them.
Mid-fight going to be on the way once again. SpongeBob going to make his way to the front line, start spamming out first. Veron going to be moving forward, trying to get the meat shots down onto the Devilman, but he's going to get piped and piped again. Down to 65 health, but he's going to be fine though. He's just making his way back onto the front lines. He's behind everyone. He's whipping out his pistol to try to finish the job. The scout does make it out alive. I take that back. CZ trying to do anything at all, but he's going to get cleaned up, and the only person up is going to be the one loser, and the lonely loser right now, making his way back to the back, all the way to the last point. And but he does survive, but that's a very huge Uber disad.
Yeah, that was a good switch up by Kweebs at that mid. As you can see, instead of going onto their train this side, they bombed both soldiers onto the enemy train, and Eclipse was completely caught off guard by the scout and the soldier that came rushing at him, this time letting Kweebs pick up that mid almost with a full wipe, but that one loser does survive, and his Uber is gonna come up in just about 4 or 5 seconds here, just enough time before Kweebs can coordinate that push. Yep. So it's going to be a stalemate.
Yeah, they get the Uber up just in time, and I don't think the Kweebs are going to be able to do anything about that Uber red anymore. There's going to be a sentry gun in play right now. CZ going to lead that engineer, get the 7th man up for his team. Currently level 2, going to have lots of pew-pews coming out. Going to toss it outside the spawn to try to get it up to level 3 ASAP. Prince going to be on
Veron's
the
just running
side.
in, what the heck?
Okay.
Alright, Veron going in for a sack that's probably going to come off as an off class, but he ran in while the sentry was actually still building, so he chose quite an opportune time. If he landed his shots, he might actually have dropped that one loser, which would have been funny.
As a heavy weapons guy?
Oh, I've not seen this strategy before.
Yeah, so he's going to come out as a heavy, make his way to the front lines, probably use that Uber, going to be on Veron to push in. Cronus down below in the lower lobby, going to try to get the get the shots down, but Uber is going to be popped already without Veron in the front lines, and it doesn't do anything.
I'm expecting Kweebs to go in for a dry push here soon with that heavy weapons guy, probably going to be pushing through the top left side, put out damage on the left. Hopefully that's what I'm going to see, because that's all the heavy is good for, really.
Yeah, they still got the sentry top right though, left for the perspective of the Kweebs. So that is something that they need to deal with. Without Ubercharge, it might be a little bit risky, but it's not impossible. But they do lose.
They do have a massive ad though.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
No
idea. They've been grinding it out hard, and 2F has apparently been unaware of the fact that they are not.
2F isn't grinding anything at all. The medic isn't healing anyone right now. No one beside him. Finally going to start healing the Devilman once again. Just
Kweebs gotta go in now. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, they're gonna go in with the Sully right now. Shiny Mimo gonna be coming in. The Sentry Gun's still up and well, doing a pretty decent job of tossing them back. It is still alive! This Uber.
Oh, is it still?
Okay, so they.
Oh my god, they used an Uber to take out the sentry. Ooh. But it seems to have worked out with Veron coming in, pumping out damage through main, and I wouldn't really put it to the heavy there. I mean, he was doing a ton of damage, but it was just the rest of 2F didn't seem to be able to deal with the flank side. All of them coming in. All of them couldn't deal with the rest of the Kiwi players flooding in, and that one loser just somehow got picked early in the fight. He couldn't get his Uber up in time to contest. Yep. So I guess that was well played by Kweebs. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I don't know. They just cleaned house and just captured the point. And mid-fight, of course, going to be on the way. Once again, here we are, 23 minutes and 24 seconds counting down. We've got Spamfest. Eclipse going to have to go face-to-face against Protoss, who's going to come in and wreck face. 19 health, going all the way back through Spire. Gavin, of course, going to be at the front lines trying to take out that annoying Veron. Jumping about as a scout. But 2F, they're dropping almost all their players. 4 health on Philo. Can he pick anyone up before he dies? No, he can't. Full wipe the side of the two Fluffies.
Again, Kweebs just had that early soldier aggression on the point that knocked CZ out of the fight. And CZ is an essential player to the way that 2F functions. I don't know what Cronus F is trying to do here really, but he gets knocked out. But back to the mid, Kweebs just again had better coordination at the mid. They were able to jump earlier, put out more damage faster, and 2F just got put on the back foot, had to back out the valley, and from there it was all just Kweebs playing that high ground. Although that was a great bomb from, I think it was Prince, who came in from behind to take out Pokemaster, so it's gonna be just about even Ubers. Again, what are Kweebs scouts doing? They just dropped 2 people.
Yeah, Veron just trying to peek at those sticky traps. Ends up peeking a little bit too far in, getting absolutely destroyed, and we're gonna have some soloing action at the battlements, but Blower decides to drop back down instead. Name changes once again, Blower changing his name back to Blower instead of whatever it was earlier on. So just right now it's just gonna be a standoff. They're not too keen on pushing in. They're just gonna have to wait for their Uber charge before they decide to do anything, and I do believe Pokemaster will be able to get his up about the same time as the Fluffy players, but doesn't matter when you've got a backup going down. Protoss as a spy.
Spy play. Come on, man. Oh well. Well, Kweebs are putting it at 2-1 right now, and 2F have got to fix something about their mids. Either aggress faster than Kweebs or go to the other side of mid, because they've been going up left both sides, and the way Kweebs has been playing left is not the right way that 2 Fluffy should be going about this. But again, Kweebs have switched up their mid, and this time they're only bombing a slow soldier out the trade. They do pick up Gavin, but in turn trade Cronus F. So it's just a situation of who has better health and who can all coordinate the aggression faster. The demo for the side of Kweebs is extremely hurt. Steezy trying to take him out, but getting taken down in the process. The aggression is coming out from the scout, and soldier and the demo, but now it's just Prince and that one loser, and the rest of the Rip players are just scattered all around them. I'm not sure that one loser is gonna get out here. He has to fight for his life. That scout is so hurt. He just needs to land one arrow, but Veron puts out all the pistols into his face. That is the end of that one loser who could have gotten out, but unfortunately did not have the DM to do so.
6 health, Veron ends up cleaning up the medic. And yeah, they are already gonna give up Spire. Gonna start building that sentry gun up on last as well. We already have CZ on the engineer role. Gonna get the 7th man up for his team. We got Eclipse setting those sticky traps once again. Possibly maybe pick up another scout as we've been seeing so far. Blower just keeping its eye out, jumping up onto battlements. Nothing too risky. Just walking about, trying to gain some ground for his team. He does spot. He doesn't spot anyone right now, and everyone's still far back on the last point. So. They're just hanging tight. We've got Devilman Eclipse trying to set those sticky traps up. He's aware that they are going to be solids in the upper lobby right now. Ubers are very favourable for the side of the Kweebs. Does look like they're just going to push in straight away, and there they are with that shiny Miwo going to take down that sentry gun once again. It is still up and well.
Oh, but no one's contesting the point. Veron has just run in through the bottom and just stood on it, while the rest of two Fluffy players are just cowering in spawn. What is happening here? They need to pull themselves together. They could be capable of so much more. But unfortunately, it seems as though they're not able to coordinate their balance mids as well as their Snake Water ones. They have to find something that works for them here, or they're just gonna get 6-1 at this rate.
Current score 3-1 in favor of the Kweebs, and we have another mid fight on the way. We're gonna have aggressive bombs. Miwo jumping in and jumping out. Guerrilla warfare. Pernus is gonna be up on the right side. He's gonna go scattershot against CZ, taking him down. Prince gonna be really low, and Gavin gonna be jumping in. Has his size down to the medic, but he's gonna get a little bit preoccupied with all the other solids in front of his face. 2 health. The medic is gonna have to heal him back up, but he's gonna go down to the rocket coming from across the map.
Bonus F onto the medic.
Ooh.
Can he land the shots? 73 health. Oh, sick pipe by Eclipse to put an end to that play. I don't know if that one loser can still get out here. Mumio's just jumping around and gets taken out. But all the credit is coming in from the rest of Kweebs who want that medic. They pick up Eclipse instead. But now that one loser is Uber, and they're choosing not to push out here, which is a strange decision. They did have a slight player ad for a few seconds, but I guess it's difficult to push out a Badlands lobby onto the Spire side.
I don't know why just Eclipse went to peek back out again. He could have just backed out into safety, but no, he has to go face first and did all damage, and he was taken down earlier on. But everyone's going to be spawning in right now. We're going to have a sniper play. CZ going to be on the sniper roll. Can he get the pick on the upper lobby? Definitely what he wants to get is that medic. I do believe they are going to be aware that there is a sniper in play. We've got some flanking action possibly going down for the side of the Kweebs. We've got Blower at the lower flank. He is going to get spotted and spammed out. And CZ still on that sniper roll, slowly inching his way forward. Tries to get any pick, but the Demoman is going to spot him, taking him down to 30. I don't think there's anything he can do. He's going to be in little tiny pieces all over the place, and we're going to see some scout action going on. Uber gets popped for the side of 2F as well as the Kweebs, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to capitalize on it. We're going to have some solids up top. Miwo going to rain down those rockets, absolutely wiping Philo up.
Oh my god.
There you go. Oh no, the solid Prince!
Oh, it's up to him now. He
Prince, no!
Oh, Pokemaster. Gavin coming in on the point. What the heck? They're saving this by the skin of their teeth. It's just 2F Gavin and the enemy Pronus F, who's backing out all the way, playing that pistol game. It's up to Eclipse now, who needs to land this 5, and Pronus F gets taken down, but Veron's running in back this time. Oh my god, it's just mayhem as all of Kweebs players coming to aggress one by one against the spawns of 2 Fluffy, who just about managed to hold that by their fingernails. Oh my goodness.
Oh no. Prince just dropping down from the hidden area on the point and just, oh, that clutch save. But then Pokemaster coming in, oh my goodness. It was just so entertaining to watch. We are going to have some spy action going now. Prince are going to be going spy once again, possibly trying to get another back cap. Hopefully this time around the 2F players are going to be a little bit more aware. We've got Prince watching the point right now, and I'm surprised that, there we go, Pernus was spotted. He was bumping into the scout. He's going to get spotted right now. Can Philo finish him off though? He rips out the revolver. He picks up the health pack, 9 health. He's going to survive.
Philo should just pursue him here, really. Philo could have gone for it, but he decides not to, thinking that FortressF was a little bit higher than that. But 2F does have that Uber charge, but I don't think that they're confident enough to be pushing out. Actually, it looks like they are, but they have to be going much faster than this. CZ does already take a ton of damage from spam pipes, and again, that one loser just eats another pipe, and he's already a scout down. I'm pretty sure that they're going to be deciding to back out the last again. Philo going down in the process, and what I'm sorry, what I'm seeing here from Philo and CZ is that they're just roaming a bit too much, getting too far away from the medic who's not able to keep up with their aggression, and like it's just not working. They keep feeding in places here and there away from their soldiers, which isn't the way that I was seeing them play on Snakewater. On Snakewater, they were really tight, really together. Every time a soldier go in, a scout would be with him as well. But this is just not the case from what I'm seeing from Too Fluffy right now. And if they don't get that fixed real quick, they're gonna be stuck here at last forever. Yep. We have FortressF going for a spy play onto the point. I think he's just gonna decloak and trigger the push from his team. Here we go, his cloak is just about run out, and he's going to come uncloaked onto the point.
He's going to get picked off, but Uber charges are still being held on to. I don't think... There they go. Kweebs going to pop that Uber charge and start pushing in. We've got a shiny Miwo coming in towards the front lines. That one loser still holding on to his Uber charge, and there goes the very nice flash. Going to save Eclipse from sheer destruction. The medic is going to get spotted. Can Eclipse pick him up, though? We got a scout coming in to back him up, and that is going to work out in the end. They do pick up the medic for the side of the Kweebs, and 2F players are going to start doing the cleanup. We've got some scout action coming in. Veron is going to be a sniper right now, and FortressF going toe-to-toe against the other scout, spazzing out a little bit. He's going to get picked off in the end, and it does look like Prince is just going to be watching.
Oh, there's a sniper on that choke side. That one loser has to hide, but all they need to do is cap off this point before they can make the push out. Veron just going for the shots, but that was actually very well. That was actually a potentially winning play from FortressF, who got onto the point. All he had to do was decloak, and then his team immediately aggressed as he decloaked on the point. But unfortunately, there was some sort of communication error. Kweebs should have gone in from the top left and just used that small window, that small time frame where they all turned around to look at Fronus and put the Uber into their backs and kill them. But unfortunately, like, that was about a 3 or 4 second span between FortressF decloaking on the point and Kweebs trying to make the move in. So they failed that last push, and now we see that the rest of 2F are going to try and push through this house.
Yep, there they go. They're going to pop that Uber charge and start going in. Gavin going to be shining, has his sights down onto the medic. Can he pick him up? The Pokémaster at 94%, not healing anyone as of yet though, but Gavin going to be a little bit distracted, has no choice but to go back and reunite with his medic instead of chasing.
Oh my god, FortressF backcapped the spy with 9 health. He got piped by Eclipse, but did 200 damage to him with 2 shots. Now he's 9 health, and for some reason Philo just cannot pick him up, and finally they got taken down. But he's done what he has to. The rest of 2F is backed up the last with a full dis at. Kweebs just has to move really quickly into lobby here and put out the Uber into the enemy, and they'll probably win this.
Yep, so they have to play this really clever, not make any dumb mistakes, not get any delayed pushes, because all the time they're wasting right now is just giving the 2F players a chance to build up their Uber charge, and there they go. They're going to pop that Uber straight away and go in. Miwo going to get dropped by his medic though. We're going to see Veron Shiny going in and try to take down that Central Guard. The Engineer doing a massive job of keeping it alive. Veron's going to start standing on the point. They have to stop him if they want to cancel this, but it doesn't matter anymore.
Oh my god. Eclipse and his soldier were just so preoccupied with the enemy in their face on the top left that they forgot that someone was standing on the point, and the score is already 4-1. This season I'm seeing a lot of difference between teams that can play Snakewater and teams that can play Badlands, because 2F is just not putting a good enough performance here to warrant them the game that they just played.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on for the side of 2F. They're currently down 4-1 and 12 minutes on the clock counting down. Prince just going to be bouncing up about trying to get those picks, but he's going to get gibbed instead. Philo going to be under the bridge. Going to try to chase down the Pokémaster, but
oh my god, CZ and Philo are just going ham!
Just cleaning up, but Pokémaster is going to be able to come out alive. 71% Uber charge, backing out through lobby onto the concrete. Blower going to be right there, but they're just buying time for the medic to make it all the way back out. Blower going to grab that medium health pack and possibly go in for any plays. He's going to be hiding in the house, but the scout is going to spot him out he's going to have no choice but to back out all the way. Veron just spawning in, going to make his way to the front lines. Gavin as well, just going to make their way towards the front lines as well. So as of right now, I don't think there's going to be much action. Just going to be resetting everyone, just standing at choke, because both medics are going to have that recharge ready to go. Gavin just eating the medicine, getting tossed out those pills coming up from Sponge Butt. And everyone's just hanging tight for now. We're going to have a Solly down below Blower, but he's going to get spotted out by both scouts who are going to try to aggressively chase him down. He's going to go into that forward spawn and grab that resub, so he's going to be fine. Prince going to get caught out and destroyed by Miwo, so that is going to be the first Solly down. Not too sure if the Kweebs are going to capitalize on this.
Yeah, it's hard to say what they could have done there. Oh, what the heck just happened? What? Okay. That was a great bomb by Blower, and Protosev aggressing straight to the enemy and dropping in. I'm pretty sure that's the first drop I've seen all game. But it's a very critical drop, and the Uber coming in from Pokemaster is just going to win them this mid. Veron with 2k on the mid side. I was going to say, like, I wasn't sure like the spam game was going in favor of anybody, but this great aggression from Blower and Protosev just turned things around for their team. And again, we can see the 2F is on the back foot off a very simple mistake of just probably not watching the flank. Yeah. And now they're gonna be holding with a 30% this ad on their last again. It really is very sad to see. They're such a great team, but they just can't seem to make things work for them. I was gonna say that the mid just now was saved by both scouts working together, but Prince and Gavin are just not making the same performance that they were on Snakewater.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on for the side of 2F. They're just not at their peak right now, and they've got their full Uber charge very, very soon. Pokemaster are probably going to push in straight away the moment they have it, and there you go. Protosev going to be the first shiny scout coming in. Of course, the Sentry Gun is still up and well. Going to flash onto the Solis to try to take it out. Protosev just making his way onto the point to capture it, but he's going to get Crack Fizzle pop down. Blower going to be at the flank side, but he's not going to push in and take it down to 66 health. So it does look like it's going to be a successful defense coming out from the two Fluffy players. They are going to have their medic alive as well. The Sentry Gun still up and well. Apparently Miwo's still there. Possibly going to spam out Eclipse, but Miwo finally going to get destroyed instead by Eclipse. So there we've got Solly's up. Oh, what is going on?
It's interesting that Kweebs know that the sentry is there, but they choose to pop in a scout and a soldier instead.
Yeah.
I mean, the way that 2F plays that sentry is they just have CZ desperately hammering it behind the resub shutters, and it just means that like the sentry's not gonna go down unless you bring your demo into that Uber, and it's perfectly fine for the demo to be in that Uber. Like it's pretty.
2F got forced.
Oh yeah, 2F got forced. But I think they're going to be able to recapture this fire without too much consequence. Pokemaster is on 70%. Oh, wait.
Philo. Can Philo do something? I don't think so. The Solly comes in to save his medic. And, oh, there you go. 2F going to drop their medic right there. Getting picked off by Blower, who's currently still up and well inside the upper lobby. He's just spazzing about a little bit. Just shaking his mouse left and right. And it does look like the Pokemaster players and the Kweebs are going to be able to come in. They got their full Uber charge, 0 heals, nothing for the side of the 2F players. They popped their Uber charge, they're ready to go. Protoss is going to stand on the point. CZ has to do something about it, but it doesn't really matter. We got shiny players coming in for the side of the Kweebs. Protoss getting a little bit stuck right there, spazzing out a little bit due to the lag, I believe. But he's 16 health, still alive, hanging up there.
There should be no way that. Oh my god, Philo is just walking in. He death speeder saw the Pokemaster, which equalizes out the Uber, but at the same time, the rest of Kweebs are just Kweebs soldiers are just playing around the point. And again, what seemed like a winning situation for 2F just gets turned around by Kweebs recommitting into the enemy team and putting them all on the back foot. I wouldn't say right now that 2F is the worst team, but Kweebs is just playing a lot more well coordinated, and 2F need to get themselves together. Again, a double soldier bomb onto that shack site still doesn't achieve anything whatsoever. What is going on? The rest of Kweebs are kind of stuck in that house, but the re-aggression is gonna come in, and now 2F is completely confused at what they should be looking at. They're not taking out these players fast enough, although they have managed to turn things around. Pokemaster is just...
How is he still alive?
And Protoss F is gonna survive here. Thank God. Oh my God. Okay, 2F do pick that up. That was like they did play the game right, but the mid just didn't work out as it should. The double soldier bomb onto train just didn't put out enough damage for the mid to work out convincingly in their favor. So Kweebs is just gonna get away with this with just about a 20% disad, which is really great considering that they should have lost that mid a lot more convincingly.
I don't know what 2F is doing. You know, they look like they're doing the right thing, but it's just not playing out for them. And you know, despite them grabbing this midpoint, I don't know. I don't know if they can continue with this momentum. We see Eclipse just peeking around the corner and just eating all that damage. SpongeBob coming in with a loose cannon and his sticky launchers, just tossing out all that damage. And I don't know, the 2F players, they're just peeking around and backing out.
Yeah, like they really should have waited. That they have quite a huge, they have quite a significant ad, but they just, it's
What?
a crit streak and they just drop it. The Blower walks into house. I'm pretty sure this is a full collapse for the side of 2F. They're just not working together anymore, and not sure what all their players are doing at this point. It feels as though they're all baiting each other, and Kweebs is just gonna take advantage of that. They're a team that's not gonna let this sort of thing out of their grasp. Like Eclipse dying at that choke point when when his medic was just about to crit him was less than optimal, and now they're gonna have to back up all the way to last with a full Uber disad held against them.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know why 2F didn't pop that recharge. We've got SpongeBob already inside trying to gain some ground on the upper lobby, set those sticky traps out, almost deads on the scout, but the scout does dodge it in the end. Miwo coming in from the battlements picks up CZ. Pokemon's not going to get destroyed by Eclipse though. That is going to be the silver lining for the side of 2F. They are going to be able to prevent anything from happening. I'm not too sure if it was a drop or a post-Uber pick, but they're not going to be able to push into last anymore. We've got Philo going to make his way up onto Spire to see if he can gain some ground for his team. SpongeBob just standing strong and just preventing anything from coming out.
At this point, I'm not sure there's much that 2F can do. They do have that crit streak, but the way that Kweebs is just oh my god, he gets dropped again. That's not going to be a good one for the stats. Oh man, it's just like people are coming in for free now. Kweebs doesn't even have to try. They just walk in and no one looks at the person that's aggressing and you know, Kweebs just gets picks for free. Like, look at that, SpongeBob is
in alone and he picks up... Okay, what? And they're coming in right now to do the cleanup. They've already picked up a couple of people. They're standing on the point. There's nothing they can do. And
6-1 at 4 minutes. That is really... That was just upsetting.
I have no idea.
You gotta hand it to 2F. They really tried their best. Things just weren't working out in their favor, and the soldiers and scouts just grew less and less coordinated as things happened. You know, that's that like desperation toward the end where like you have to do something, but then the rest of they're just not watching the flanks anymore. And Kweebs are just constantly walking in and getting kills for free. Like, you gotta look at the med picks here. Like, Blower just walked in and picked off the enemy medic like 4 times without consequence as well.
I really don't know. They come in, they pick up the medic, and they don't get punished for it. In fact, they pick up even more people. So I don't know what happened. I mean, 2F, they performed so well on that on the first map. I don't know. I really have no idea what happened when it came to CP Badlands. But we've got the logs up on the screen right now. Top damage is going to be Miwo at 9.8, with Eclipse at 9.2, and Blower not too far behind at 8.6. But, you know, despite Eclipse pumping out all that damage, it's just not working out for the team. Top fragger is Eclipse as well, but like I said, it's not working out for the team at all. They're just not coming together. 3 drops coming out from the 2F medic with only 1 from Pokemaster.
Yeah, in all fairness, like 2 of the drops were crits, but
yeah,
you know, they were holding, like, if you plan to play crits, you have to play a lot more aggressively than that. Put your demo in situations where he has the potential to frag, but they were just holding in lobby, not watching any angles, so a soldier could just come up to your drop down, walk into lobby and pick up your medic. He doesn't have an Uber to save himself. There's literally nothing he can do. You have to get the correct measure of aggression and I guess holding the right measure of defense and aggression to put your demo in the right situation. And the way that they were playing crits was just as though they didn't even have like an Uber charge at all.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know. 2F, what happened on the second map? Was it just, are they just tired, or I really want to know? But nevertheless, you know, the Kweebs, they do come out on top. 6-1, a very dominating presence on CP Badlands. Snakewater was just a 4-3, and I don't know, just 2F, they just couldn't come back from it.
Yeah, to have soldiers just they, as I said before, they're just not showing up. Like it seems as though they bomb in, attempting to assist their team, but the DM is not good enough to do so, or something along those lines. You can see that Kevin, even though he had a ton of damage, he took 328 DTM and like was only 8 and 19. So maybe they need to work something along the lines of their soldiers. But it's not just them. I think that 2F is fundamentally a team that seems to function with coordination between their scouts and soldiers. And with a map like Badlands, the chemistry just didn't seem to be working out. It was as though the scouts would both go in together, get fragged by the soldiers, and then their soldiers would jump. 2F soldiers would jump in and then get fragged by Veron and Pronosef. So they have to work out how things are gonna happen between them, or this is just gonna keep happening like as they move along. And I would just like to personally, especially encourage them that they shouldn't take this as a loss. Like Snakewater was a really great game out of them. They just need to learn how to play Badlands itself better, because Badlands is honestly a lot of maps that most teams just don't understand how to play, mine included.
Yeah, so I mean, it's still just week 2, so there's a lot of time for them to pick themselves up and just just iron all the stuff out. But stuff like that, it really shouldn't be happening. But cheers, hope it's still early. There's still a lot of the season left. So I just I mean 2F, we've seen what they're capable of, and I don't know, they just didn't bring it on CP Badlands. Hopefully for the following week, they do bring their A game, and they keep on keeping it on. As for the Kweebs, them coming out on top 4-3-6-1. Just very stellar performance, especially coming out from the scouts working together. Pronosef, Veron, Miwa, of course, with those bombs. Blower just coming out absolutely nowhere, and Spongebutt with those pipes just denying people. Pokemaster, of course, with the survivability. I do believe, yeah, he was the one that died the least, just 8 times throughout the entire match for CP Badlands. So very impressive coming out from Pokemaster. But yeah, basically all in all, Kweebs are going to be taking both maps tonight. A bit of a shame for the side of the 2 fluffy players. They close game for the first map, but the second one they were just outplayed. Yeah, that's probably gonna be it for now. Is there anything else you want to add on?
No, not so far. I really do hope that 2F does better. I see a lot of potential in their scouts, like CZ especially. He has a basic understanding of the game that surpasses most people who start out pretty early. Maybe he's older than I believe, I don't know. But really, I personally encourage 2F to keep trying. That like Snakewater was really the greatest game I've gotten to see all season.
Oh, yeah.
So keep at it. Both teams did really well tonight. Kweebs, props to you. It's not that you supremely out DM them, you just had the better coordination as well.
Yep, so good plays coming up from both sides, of course. Congratulations to Kweebs taking both maps, and of course, let's move on to shoutouts. Do you have any shoutouts tonight?
Shoutouts to my team. I kind of skipped the scrim in order to come here and cast.
Greatly appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so shout out to all the people inside Twitch chat right now. Congratulations to those people who got their bets correct on the Kweebs. And yeah, so that is probably going to be it for tonight. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to my co-caster Vetia, of course, for joining me and skipping his scrim. And that's probably going to be it for tonight. I don't know if there's going to be any other cast happening tonight. I highly doubt so. It is a Sunday night after all. So just look forward to the other cast coming in the following week. Hopefully next week maybe we'll cover some Div 2 action, or possibly even Div 1, so just have to see how things play out. So look forward to that, and I guess that's gonna be pretty much it. So good night.
Good night.